Hey guys, welcome to a impromptu episode of Comic Crunch. I said Crumb Crunch, sorry, Comic Crunch. With me is Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
Good, good, good. Let's do this.
All right, all right. So out of the blue, not really out of the blue. I've been waiting for this trailer for a minute. Um, if you go to all the message boards on like superhero hype, that's like the traditional geek message board for superhero movies. We thought this trailer was going to drop sometime this week. It's finally here, and I have my reaction. I know a lot of you are like, my reaction video didn't have the video built into it. I just want to tell you guys, first off, it's simply because you get copyright strikes. So to try and limit the amount of strikes you get, you want to be more creative, which is why it's just harder to do it with. Some studios are cool with it, like Disney and Marvel. Warner Brothers isn't right now, so who knows? But anyway, your thoughts. First of all, forget all that. What are your thoughts on the trailer? First, your general thoughts, Lou.
Like your reaction, I felt like a 10-year-old kid in a candy store.
Oh man, dude.
This trailer was badass, dude. I felt like I was playing a game of Arkham Knight the way Batman was fighting in that warehouse.
Oh yeah, that was just awesome. That was really awesome. I like the way the trailer started. It just there was no logo, nothing. It was like, the Batwing comes in and Alfred. I mean, like this Alfred is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be fun. You can tell he's like I'm gonna drop you off on the second floor. And then I love that quote. He's like, where Batman was like, I'm getting slower in my old age, and he's like, yeah, you're one of those who refuse to die young despite all your efforts. I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, I misquoted it completely, but he did say it well. What else did you like from the trailer?
I mean, they recycled some things, but it was still that scene. We saw a little more of, Batman and Superman fighting.
Yeah.
We heard Wonder Woman finally. She takes flight.
Yeah, I mean, you could say she took flight or she jumped. Anyway,
Either or, she was gliding.
yeah, she was glorious. She was just on point. I mean, a lot of people were concerned about her voice and her acting. I'm like, look, Gal Gadot she can do it. I've always believed in her. And that's that small scene. You can tell she's just like, boy, I'm way older than you. Way.
I don't even think she was referring to her age, more or less that, oh, you ain't never been with a woman like me.
All right. Can you go ahead and cue up the slides? Let's take a look at it. So we're going to do a breakdown of every scene in the trailer, and we'll let you know what we think. But while Lou's setting that up, my own thoughts on the trailer. The trailer was on point. I mean, it was everything you wanted and expected from this trailer. Got you very excited, just right there, and just in terms of just like this movie needs to come out. So all right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the steals. So the first image here is right at the beginning of the trailer. The Batwing is flying in, and it's coming into the warehouse district in Gotham. Can we move to the next slide? And then this is where Alfred takes control of the Batwing, and he's got this massive. So pretty much, remember, the joystick that I reviewed. He pretty much has the most awesome setup here with three monitors, probably 5 in total, being sure the left-hand side. And he's controlling the Batwing, and he says, Batman, he says Bruce or Batman. Did he say Bruce or Batman? I can't remember exactly.
I think he said Mr. Wayne.
Oh, Mr. Wayne, yeah. He says Mr. Wayne. There are 12 contacts on the 3rd floor. I'll drop you off on the 2nd. And one of the cool things, if you move to the next slide, is okay. So this is Alfred again here. You can just one interesting note is his outfit. It's very military-esque, very British military sweater, if you will. If we move to the next one, but one of the cool things is it shows a use case for the Batwing the way it is. Because, this is almost like Batman does a lot. He flies in and he steps up and he jumps off this. So this is really cool scene to actually see. And he jumps into, if you move to the next slide, he jumps into the 2nd floor, that whole window scene. Then the next slide we move here, we see all the bad guys. They're all waiting for him at the door. and then on the next slide, he pops up from the bottom of the floor. This was an epic scene.
Oh, this was cool.
Oh yeah, this was so good. This is so good. This just felt like an Arkham game. I mean,
Yep.
this whole scene as we go through into the next slide felt like you were playing an Arkham game. The way he picked up this dude and basically slammed
he's
him.
got that Undertaker choke slam.
Yeah, what Undertaker choke slam, rock bottom, whatever you want to call it. He just slammed the dude. But it wasn't that he slammed. He just slammed, kept on moving, punches this guy. Let's go to the next slide. And then he tosses this guy across into a crate there. But it's cool. You know, the fun thing about it is that they had all these props in that scene. It made it really feel like a video game fight scene. You know, like one of those fight sequences you play. And the next one, you see these. This is funny though, as the guys bring out the knives to try to attack. And in the next slide, you find out that the cow. Oh, sorry, before that. This was just cool. This run, pick up a body slam this guy. I mean, Batman is brutal, absolutely brutal on this. Okay, let's go to the next one. And yeah, this is the one interesting. The back of his cowl is at least it's either metal plating or something like that, because this guy's trying to cut him with a knife, and you could see the sparks off that, which is actually, it was cool and interesting to see all the flexibility and mobility in there.
Yeah, don't bring a knife to a bat fight.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. Let's go to the next one. And then, of course, this one was so bad. Like, I thought he killed the dude, but I figured his head went through the floor, which probably still killed him anyway. So Batman is brutal. That's what we get. And this is the scene where Alfred says, you know, because Bruce Wayne says before this, right before we see this image, that, you know, I'm getting slow in my old age. And Alfred goes, you know, despite your efforts to the contrary, pretty much. So it was a funny scene, and you can see Bruce Wayne's face. It just absolutely, the line was best delivered by Jeremy Irons. I'm doing a terrible job here, but it was such a good quote and scene there. So you can just feel the dialogue in the movie from that.
You know, I am feeling him as Batman.
Yeah, he has that. He has that just like older, like I don't give a shit type attitude to it. Let's go to the next one. So a couple of these scenes are a mixture from the old one. He's still talking about, you know, he brought the war to us, and we move to the next slide. And he's still, you know, he's giving that whole speech that we saw in the TV spot. And then on the next slide, this is really cool shot of the Batmobile just going through a building, and it banks around. And then if we go to the next slide, this is where he comes around. He sees Superman, and he gives that face of wonder. He hits the brakes, and then Superman uses his knee to actually push the car away. And then, of course, we get the scene where, you know, he breaks open the Batmobile doors. And then if we go to the next one, this is a cool scene, because this is the beginning where we've seen the scene before, and Batman is breathing heavily. And Superman, if we go to the next scene, walks up to him. And I think I forgot to probably send that image, but he walks up to him and he basically picks him up and takes him through this building from here in the next scene to through the top of the building. So I think this is like an abandoned warehouse area that, you know, Batman brought him to, at least for this fight. And then
Not too abandoned, because there's cars in the parking lot.
I mean, they are cars, but I don't think there's anything going on in there, because, you know, when we see the inside of the building, there's really nothing. Now, this is cool because it looks like we're finally going to get a shirt rip in this movie, a quality Superman shirt rip. And I'm just wondering, where do you think this happened? Is this maybe the bat signal going up, and he's like, I'm going to deal with this dude?
I don't know, because he's at the office.
Yeah.
He's at the planet, so we might not be getting no shirt rip. We might just be getting him adjusting his tie.
Yeah, but he was loosening his tie though. So he might. I mean, who knows? Hopefully, we get him loosening his tie, runs outside, and then shirt rip. At least one shirt rip, just the heck of it. And then
two little dots are.
I don't know.
Are these? I heard his glasses make people see him in a different way. That's how he's able to keep his disguise. So I'm wondering if that's what helps.
That is an interesting pickup. Well, thanks. I wonder where he picked up that tech. Okay.
Krypton ship.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the ship anymore. And then we see, you know, Batman open up that old school, you know, Aston Martin that he takes to the you know, the fundraiser from by Lex.
So he's got a little Bond in him, James
Yeah,
Bond.
exactly. So, and then we see Clark and Lewis, sharing a moment here. Now we've heard that
Too
pretty
much
much
water.
too much. I mean, yeah, it's PG-13. That's why there's a lot of water. Okay. But we hear in this movie that Clark is covering the local beat while Lewis goes to Kandahar. If you don't know what Kandahar is, that is the nation where Black Adam is from. So this world is very expansive, and they're doing a lot of world building here. But it's nice to see at least some of this Clark and Lewis.
Well, that's interesting because we know The Rock is Black Adam, but that movie's coming out through Paramount.
No, no, no. That movie's coming out with Warner Brothers. It's not Paramount.
It was announced through Paramount,
No, it's Warner
unless
Brothers.
it's a joint venture.
It might be a joint venture, but I think it's still Warner Brothers. Let's move to the next one. So we see this. This is cool because you see this guy here on the left-hand side that's in the air. The Batman just threw, and then there's a guy behind him, and then he throws his boomerang at this dude. It was just a nice quick look at that initial fight scene. And if we go to the next one slide, this is the awesome scene. Now, once we look at this, can we switch to that other image I sent to you? So Batman fires a grenade launcher and Superman just catches it. Now there's an image that a friend of mine just sent to me, and this is the image right here. And I'm kind of agreeing with this image that this is when he first hits him with kryptonite. Because in the Dark Knight storyline, it was Green Arrow fired the arrow, he caught it, and that's where the kryptonite hit him. I'm thinking it's in that grenade. It's probably a gas grenade with kryptonite. It explodes, and then that's when Superman gets weak. What do you think?
That's an interesting theory. That could make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, and then he might have kryptonite in his gloves and everything, but
I mean, the way that one scene where he kind of blocks his punch, it kind of made me wonder, well, did Batman turn on a push a button in his suit?
yeah, I mean, it thinks that way, but he's definitely weakened by kryptonite, I think. So
It's weakened by something.
So I think this is where it is. So if we can go back to the slide again and then and
Where was
continue. But I think that's what that scene actually is. 29, so 30, yes. And then we see a scene of course, Batman kicking Superman through the top of the building, down. We go to the next slide. This look at Superman's face, because it's part of this whole fight scene. This is almost, I think this is the scene where he pushes him down the stairways, but I just didn't understand the look. I didn't get it.
Well, because it's probably out of context, and might be one of those scenes where he tells him, "I could have killed you at any moment I wanted."
I mean, maybe it could be. Yes, it definitely out of context. So we move to the next one, and we see the Superman. The quick speed as he comes through. We've seen this in a few trailers. If we move to the next slide, this is actually cool because the image before this, Batman starts kicking, and then Superman he kicks Superman. He just blocks it. And I believe the next image, Superman tosses him into a wall right there, which is absolutely fantastic. It goes to what Zack Snyder said that, the suit is a lot about survival too. I mean, because Superman tosses him through buildings and a lot of stuff.
Dude, that suit must be heavy.
Oh, it's a mechanical suit. I mean, there's no other way. And then this is where Bruce Wayne comes, he's trying to be slick. It's like, I thought, what did he say to her specifically? I've just completely forgotten now.
I've seen a lot of women like you.
If anyone can remember that line, let us know. But he said something to her, probably. Yeah, I've seen a lot of women like you. You're probably right. And then she says,
"No, you haven't seen a lot of women like me."
Yeah, it was just great. If we move to the next slide, it's just great because her expression and her look. Anyone who says excuse me, she's not Wonder Woman is just daydreaming. She definitely is. Even her delivery of that line was very subtle and clear. And we see Bruce Wayne's look in the next slide, and he's like, huh? But somebody said this. I was going through some comments. Someone was like, he gave that Clark Gable look, which is very true. Like, he's like, I'm Bruce Wayne. I mean, come on. I've met almost any woman you can think of. you know.
Yeah, he's like, if I want you, I'll have you.
Yeah. So
I'll
that
give you
was
this. I'll give you the Playboy rod.
so we move to the next one, and that's where, of course, she now jumps into battle. Most likely, they're fighting Doomsday at this point, and then we go to the next slide. We see Lewis swimming up from something she needs saving. What? Where is this in Kandahar? Maybe, could be.
Could we see Aquaman?
Maybe. So a couple of comments here. LT Soul says no. I don't think you've ever met a woman like me. He's just repeating her quote. Okay. Maybe Aquaman, maybe not, maybe Kandahar, who knows? Again, out of context, but Lewis is in trouble. Next slide. Now, I was a little confused, but I kind of realized what was going on here. I first thought Batman was shooting, and then you realize that I believe in the top right-hand corner there, or top middle right-hand corner, is either he shoots bat boomerangs, but it seems like their guns are sparking, not shooting at the people themselves. Because at first I thought he was shooting.
That don't even look like Batman.
Well, that is Batman up there. And again, that's the hole off the floor.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see the little ear here.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting shot.
Yeah, so I thought he was shooting at them. And then I realized that I think he fired a batarang that took out their weapons or something.
It could be where he came up through the floor. They started shooting. He lands here, fires something at this is like a batarang.
Yeah.
Takes out all the weapons, and then he comes down and starts laying the beat down.
Yeah. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Definitely makes a lot of sense. And then he just looks massive, big.
He looks mean.
Yeah. In the next slide, this is a shot of the Batwing leaving Metropolis, because that is Lex Tower right there in the middle.
This is, oh God, one more month.
Yeah, so that's Lex Tower right in the middle. Let me see. Bastro says more like a magnet bomb that attaches to the guns and explodes. That could be it. That's good thought process. LT Souls, what do you think of the action? The action is amazing. I mean, Lou, I'm sure you said it yourself, right?
Oh, dude, this trailer was the shit. If I could have really expressed myself the way I wanted to, I would have.
Let's keep it PG.
Oh, no, not in any bad way like that. It's just, I'm respecting my woman while she's resting. I want to scream like a kid.
All right, moving on. We've seen the shot in the trailer, but this is like a frame or two before what we've seen, where Batman's firing at him with probably Batmobile or with machine guns. And if we move,
I think this was from the Batwing.
No, I think it's the Batmobile because he's on the floor. And then if you notice, if you go to the next slide, he goes, sorry, it's not there, but he goes up in the sky and the gunshot trail upwards. So it has to be the Batmobile. Now, this one is interesting. In my reaction, I said something happened to Martha Kent. I think something's happening to Superman. And
actually, no, I think this is where I've read something. I don't know if it's true or not, but she gets abducted by Lex's people.
See, I don't know. I mean, maybe it could be that, or I'm thinking because this is daytime, right? And
Lex has no shame.
No, I know Lex has no shame, but the reaction of the guy here, right?
This one
doesn't give a reaction of somebody's about to get abducted. And she looks like Martha is working at a coffee shop because she dropped a coffee mug. She's working at some diner or something.
She's got to make a living.
Yeah, true, because she can't do the farm. I mean, Clark could come in and work the farm like once a week and be done. But she drops the coffee, the big coffee jug pot, yeah. And she turns and looks. I think this is when he goes to DC, and then remember something happens in DC. Something big happens in DC, which makes a lot of people distrust. Yeah, it looks there. Mike texted, he looks like she's watching the news. So I think something happens during that, because something happens in that DC scene, and then Superman is blamed for it. And that's probably why she's like...
Yeah, Lex...
Yeah, the rumor is that the guy with Scott McNairy, who has no legs. Something happens to him. I think Scott Minieri is Metallo, but not fully Metallo yet in this movie, and that's the introduction of him.
I thought that was. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, that's the introduction for Metallo and Brainiac in Man of Steel 2.
Oh, she's lucky she ain't cut herself.
Well, that's true. All right, so next one. So we see Clark here is distressed, Lewis, but this is also in that same area. You can see the building markings. You can see it's that pseudo abandoned building where he fought Batman. So I'm not exactly sure how she got there, but we all know Lewis likes to get herself into trouble all the time. So
she's Lois Lane.
Yeah. And of course, Lex, bringing in Zod's body. We've seen this before. If you next slide. And so we've seen this slide in the Turkish Airlines, trailer. They come close together. What's really cool is the next slide is the way Superman just literally pushes him back. I mean, it was the softest push ever, supposedly.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, but Bruce's facial expressions are hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He does the best facial expressions. And then if you go to the next, I mean, like literally, it was just like, "Hey, oh my bad." I mean, like the amount of force he used. And then we see this where he's flying in. This is probably still the Zod fight again. I'm thinking
this is the Doomsday fight.
Sorry, Doomsday fight. I know why I said Zod.
Zod is he is Zod.
Yeah, Doomsday
Zod
fight.
And reincarnated.
Yeah. I my tech. He barely moved his hand. Bats went flying. That's true. And then the next slide. This is just perfect. But see, this is why people. Ben Affleck was also cast for another reason. His height. He's 6'4". Henry Cavill is 6'2". They're both standing. Remember, Batman can't fly, so it's to give the illusion that Batman is bigger. And Superman throws this haymaker punch, and he just blocks it. And we go to the next slide. And we see Batman's face. It's just kind of like, And Superman's face in the next slide was pretty much just golden. It was like, oh shit. I was absolutely perfect. I was perfect.
See, there's nothing showing green in the thing, so it has to probably be that grenade.
Yeah, I think it's the grenade, and it's weakened him, but he's not exactly sure. So that's what I think it is. I think it's in the grenade launcher. Now, I just added this one here because this was released with the Turkish Airlines stuff, showcasing that Metropolis and Gotham are literally a distance of 10 miles from each other. So it's a San Francisco, Oakland type situation. And if you look at this, I put this up on my Instagram. I put it up on Pinterest so you guys can check it out. But if you look at it closer, you can see the warehouse district, where every crime in Gotham always happens.
Upper West Side instead of the Upper East. Oh, look, we even got an Upper East Side.
Yeah.
We're in New York.
And they've got a few landmarks there. In there, and then if you look at the bottom, it says to Boldovan right there, where Nightwing is. So which is it's like an adjacent city towards Gotham. So it's an interesting map they actually did. Let's see. Mike Tech says Superman's face is priceless. I'm sorry, this doesn't usually happen to me, Ellen. That is very true.
Hey, we got instead of Rikers Island, we got Strikers Island.
Yeah, Strikers Island is the infamous prison island in the DC universe. That's where Superman keeps some of his rogues. Metropolis Stock Exchange is there.
Lobby, damn, Chinatown. Yeah, this is like they just took this out of New York.
Yeah. I mean, Metropolis and Gotham are New York City, two different sides of the city itself. And then
according to Christopher Nolan, Gotham City is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of some of the shoots, but so yeah, that was some really cool stuff in general. The trailer was really on point. I have to say though, I was definitely excited. Thanks for sharing that, Lou. A couple of things too is if you get the chance, there is a pamphlet from Turkish Airlines. It's going for $8.95. It won't be available now. It'll be available when the movie launches. It gives you like details of the two cities. Both of them come together for $8.95. You can buy it now international on eBay for like $20. But that thing gives you a breakdown detail of everything within the universe. It shows now that Penguin owns a popular night spot in Gotham called the Iceberg Lounge. It also mentions it mentions a couple of the villains. It mentions
Oh boy.
it mentions that in Metropolis there is a aquarium called the Louis Lemeris, I believe, museum. Basically, that was one of Superman's girlfriends in the past, in the Golden Age. There's a lot of stuff in that. Definitely, if you have the opportunity, check it out, because it gives a whole breakdown of the city, of the world, everything, like in the pamphlet, where it's just really cool. It's only like $8.95, so you can pre-order it or pick it up for $20, which is what I did. I know. But yeah, it was. What did you say?
The Iceberg Lounge. So we're going back to Arkham City.
Yeah, Iceberg Lounge. They talked about so many villains and like where they are. They talked about the fact that they believe that Batman is sponsored by either Wayne Enterprises or the U.S. government, and they believe the myth is that Batman is probably sponsored by Wayne Enterprises or the U.S. government, and several people have been Batman because he's been around for 20 years, and no one can do that by themselves. So. But the things that people in Metropolis do not believe Batman exists.
Oh, he's sponsored. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, that's the urban myth. So no one really knows who he is, in this city. So which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I want your thoughts. iMac Tech said this is probably the best trailer I've seen for a movie in a while, on par with Deadpool Red Band trailer. Yeah, this trailer just hit home. Like, oh, it really hit home. It definitely did. For me, yeah. I mean, yeah, I've always known that Ben Affleck was a good Batman, but that intro fight scene just said yes. They were like, we're here, And then, because the way I look at the trailer is they did such a great setup, the intro and the end. I mean, you got Batman coming in, kicking some ass, and then at the very end, Superman's like, oh damn. So it was good. It was definitely good. What are your final thoughts before we round up?
This trailer went out on a good note. I don't see no one complaining about it.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of action, but didn't give away a lot of detail. It's just like I mean, we even got to see a little bit of Darkseid's little symbol.
Yeah, we got to see more.
It's like, oh man, March cannot get here fast enough.
Tell me about. Look, WB, I'm begging you, please send my tickets. I was there. I lined up. So as many other people. I saw that in IMAX trailer. You promised me 2 tickets so I can see this movie early. I am waiting patiently. If you guys want to give me a ticket to watch it even earlier, I promise I will keep quiet. So whenever you want to, that's cool. I'm just begging you. I know. Pure sounds of desperation now.
You better get on the horn with these studios and find a way to get some press passes.
Please send me press passes. But yeah, Gotham, my head should be Chi-Town. Ben Affleck is Batman. I can't wait for a trilogy for him as Bruce Wayne. If only they didn't show Doomsday. I think Doomsday, to me, I understand people's query of not showing Doomsday, but I also understand why they showed Doomsday. Even from this trailer alone, without Doomsday, this movie feels like there's a lot of stuff going on. So when you're watching the movie and then Doomsday shows up, everyone's going to be like, the hell? To a certain degree, I think they wanted to put that out there so that it's coming. And so you don't feel like there's too much, because this is a 2-hour, 40-minute movie, or 2-hour, 25-minute movie. I apologize. So I think it makes a lot of sense having Doomsday showed and just getting that out of the way.
I want the director's cut.
Oh, tell me about it, man. Director's cut would be absolutely fantastic.
This is a movie I don't mind sitting in a theater for 3 hours.
Yep, I definitely agree. All right, guys, we're going to be signing off. I want you guys to leave your thoughts down below. Let us know what you think about Batman v Superman, the final trailer. Sorry, my phone is ringing behind me. I have no idea, but it means I have to go. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate you joining in as always. If you can find Mr. Lou Rod on Twitter, it is at Butterrod. Now you changed it. Seriously, man?
It's Booderod.
Booderod. You can change it's at Booderod. You know, it used to be Mr. _ Rod, but you know, now it's easier at Booderod. And of course, you can find me at it's Booredatwork on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. I will definitely upload and share the map. I'll put it up on my Instagram page so you guys can check it out. Just go up there and take a look. Thanks again for watching. Leave your comments and thoughts. I want to know what you guys think about this. All the mysteries, all that stuff. Put it down. And again, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining in the chat, guys. Always enjoy your entertainment. Can't wait.